Hi there, my name is John Stevens. I'm pastor of Zion Lutheran Church in Oregon City, Oregon, and we are part of the ELCA, and welcome to Dollar Store Children's Sermons, where we take a look at the lectionary text and we tie them to an item from the Dollar Tree or the junk drawer or the kids' room. You know, we've been doing it. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your week in this way with me. I always have to figure out where to put what where, and I am glad that you are here. And, by the way, you are rocking it. Thank you for the love that you're sharing with your congregations and your families and your kids. Their lives are better for it, and thank you for the work you're doing. And this is for the 11th Sunday after Pentecost. Yeah, 11th. And we're in August. Wow. All right. So, I've got my beach shirt on. I've got my colorful Hawaii shirt on, and here we go. Got my noodle. Actually, I wrapped this around my waist like that. I got that, and wait a second here. I've got my beach ball. There we go. Yeah, I am ready for the beach. I am ready for the water. I am ready to float. I am ready to float, because without this, I sink like a rock. I think I have lead in my feet. I'm not sure, but I sink so far, and it's not making that up. I can swim a little bit. I can back float a little bit, but give it just a little right down to the bottom. And so today, the gospel lesson, we're looking at Peter walking on the water. And he's walking on the water, and he looks down, and there's the storm, and they're just being frightened. I would be scared too. And he starts to sink. And for me, I've got this here. So my pool noodle, yep, and my beach ball from Sesame Street, because it counts. And we got there, so I can hold on to this, but when Peter starts to sink, Jesus reaches out. Peter's like, help me, and Jesus grabs his hand and pulls him up, which is miraculous, which is amazing. And and so the springboard I'm looking at is the floating device. Like I've got this because when I get in the water, I can get scared, and this helps me float. And the fact is that by myself, I don't float. I definitely don't walk on the water. So here in this, Peter's walking on the water because he gets called out, and he starts to sink, and he gets scared. I don't know if you've ever been scared. Yeah, I have. And I like the story because this reminds us that we have the times that we get scared. Peter's sinking. When the times we get scared, Jesus is there, reaches out and grabs us and holds us. And we've got people all around us that play the part of Jesus because they are part of the body of Christ, the community. They are part, and they help us as we can help others, as we reach out, as we grab someone, hold them, and hug them, and let them know that they are loved. That's a little bit more than a springboard. Actually, probably more of a children's sermon in total, but that's the idea. And I mean, as I think about the noodle and I think about the beach ball, I think about Monty Python. I think about, she's a witch. She turned me into a newt. Oh, I got better. Terrible accent there, but that's okay. And then what floats? What floats? Tiny pebbles. It's ridiculous stuff. And then they come up with, a duck floats. I mean, all that. I wouldn't use that in the children's sermon, but whenever I see this gospel lesson, that's the scene that comes to mind, at least one of them. And so here we have Jesus walking on the water. We have Peter walking on the water, and we have Peter get afraid and scared and sinks, and Jesus holds him, grabs his hand, lifts him up, and all right. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for, again, like I said earlier, the love that you're sharing with your kids and your families and your congregation. And thank you for your support of this ministry by being who you are. And all right, I hope this can be useful for your own children's sermon. And as always, thanks for stopping by. And we will see you next week. Peace.